What's going on, y'all? It's your boy J.H. Gibbons here.
And as we'll see.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of the Acromis podcast. If this is your first time here, you click that subscribe button, you hit that like button as well, and you hit that notification bell over there. Because whenever you're on YouTube, you're going to want to see the latest and greatest episodes of the Acromis podcast, ladies and gents. And my God, here we are again.
We're here.
Here we are again.
Yeah.
Episode 25, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. We're 25 weeks in this bad boy. How does it feel?
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels great. You know what'll make this even better?
What?
Of the folks that are watching this, if you haven't subscribed to us and you haven't clicked that bell, that's right there for you.
Sure.
That button that's there.
It's right there.
Then we have a problem because I don't think that you're aware of this one thing.
Again?
And maybe you might be, but we're gonna have to make sure that we remind Jay what this is. That button that you see over there that we talk about all the time to subscribe is free, guys. It's free.
God.
It is free. So let's be sure to make sure we click that so that you get the content first. You get to see what we're going to discuss before maybe someone who hasn't subscribed yet. And then you can share the joy and share the news.
Is this ever not going to be free?
Oh, it's going to continue to be free,
free,
sir. Yeah.
This is free content. We're giving them free gems.
Oh yeah. We're going to drop them. We're going to drop them, take it off, and just get ready to take some of those nuggets out. You know, we can give them to you guys. So
y'all getting free gems. That's this is America.
It is.
Nothing's ever free here.
Wow. This is going to be free.
Wow.
This thing. This one
crazy.
thing right here.
Hey, yo, I wonder how some of our folks who live in the States enjoyed their 4th of July holiday. Wow. Last Sunday was amazing. Look, we got to see fireworks. Yeah. I was running with my niece, his daughter, in my arms. We were dogging it, man. Parked illegally. Hey, but we got to see them fireworks.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, illegally. Whatever. Thanks for saving me there. But it was amazing. It was fun. You got to, it's been a while, man.
Yeah.
Last year we got to see it virtually. It just wasn't the same. The volume on my TV was not loud enough to replicate what was going on in person. It was amazing. A lot of people out there, a lot of folks having fun with their loved ones, with their family, with their friends. We honestly love to see it. We love to be part of it. And we love to celebrate the independence of this country.
Yeah. It was beautiful. The atmosphere, you could feel the energy amongst everyone. We all had the common mindset of like just enjoying the moment and capturing it for what it was because it had been so long.
It had been so long.
It was such a moment that was needed. And it just felt like in that moment everyone came together enough to recognize the importance of it for something that we hadn't had quite a while.
The camaraderie, the unity. I mean, look, this country has been at war with itself for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I know we had a conversation prior to starting this.
Yeah.
It's been tough. It's been really, really tough. But seeing that camaraderie, I mean, me having a conversation with a police officer, having a conversation with a white woman, white male, like just knowing that we're all in this together, that feeling I've longed for that feeling for such a long period of time now. Yeah. So being a part of that, seeing it, being encouraged that the future is bright for all of us in this country because we are literally in this together. Like we are a nation as one. And unfortunately, sometimes it takes an attack from a foreign country or foreign soil or foreign enemies, however you want to put it. Sometimes it takes some sort of galvanizing event to bring us all together. And we don't want that to happen because, of course, we lose loved ones. We feel like we lose a bit of our freedom when that happens. And it just starts this cycle of people going somewhere else to lose their life. And we got to stick together. I mean, just point blank period. We got to stick together. We got to continue to come together as one. We are all human beings at the end of the day, regardless of the country lines or religious differences or gender, whatever. We're all one.
Absolutely.
We're all Homo sapiens. That's what we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you completely. We can even scale it back a little bit, as simple as COVID itself and the effect it had, which is why it was so important that we celebrated the 4th the way we did, because we recognize as much of an independence for the country it was and what it represents to everyone. It was a moment for everyone to choose to come together and just celebrate a moment of good and joy and just what it represented for itself and just how far we've come through this COVID era.
Yeah.
So I think with that being said, it really draws it home, like as to what we're doing in that part of in the Chrome's community and what we're giving the gyms and helping to sustain and build those healthy habits. Jay,
Yeah, I think building healthy habits is important. Last week, of course, we talked about the 21-3 method, building a sustainable lifestyle in 21 days through habitual behavior.
Yeah.
And I feel as though, again, that is very, very important for anybody out there who's listening. And again, if you've just joined us, subscribe, hit that subscribe button below, hit that like button, hit that notification button so you can see our videos all the time, because you're going to need these gems. And the 21-3 method, I think, could change the lives of millions. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, it's changed your life.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's absolutely changed your life. And this, you can literally see. I'm not even playing. If you go to, it's Cam Cool Breeze _87, right?
Yes, sir.
You go put that in on Instagram, right? Go all the way down your pictures, all the way to the bottom.
I should mention that I had decided a little earlier, maybe a few months ago, to make my page public. Because I have nothing to hide and I want to express myself and express my truth at all times. So please feel free to add me to continue to watch the journey as Jay is going to continue to explain. Let him do his thing. I just want to let you know this free. So I don't mind. I welcome you in. It's free it's free. Yeah. It's free. You see, we're working on him, guys. He's coming along, right? So make sure to hit that subscribe button because it's free.
Almost.
See how effortlessly that almost came out.
So close.
So it's fair because we're talking about IG, so it's okay. So in this particular, it makes sense, right? So yes, Cam Cool Breeze _87. That's my IG page. Please definitely check it out to see what Jay is referencing from the transformation of with whom you see me as now. And if you scroll down enough, you'll see the journey. You'll see parts of what that was.
The journey. It's crazy. You see where he was before. You'll see the transition, and then you'll see where he is now. It's right there. So if you ever doubted that a method like this would work, it worked for him, right? Look, my man Will see here, he doesn't have access to top chefs, right? He doesn't have access to elite personal trainers. No. He doesn't have access to any of that. He's normal. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's just like myself. He's just like you watching this.
Yes.
He is one of us. So you know that if a method like this works for him, somebody who is normal, who could use this method and literally go through it page by page, day by day, minute by minute, feeling that emotional connection to the progress that you made, you can literally do the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of the 21-3 method. Yes. And I must shout out Mr. Anthony Price.
Absolutely.
Mr. Price 2U, that is the letter U on Instagram. If you want to give him a follow. Last week, he watched the podcast. He's a fan of the podcast. Yes. He loved the episode. And he did mention 21 Forever, which is the promo code for the 21-3 method. Again, available January 1st, 2022. Do not miss out.
Yep.
If you put that promo code 21 Forever in our DMs, in our comments, in our messages, you will also get 20% off and you'll be able to gain access to the 21-3 method earlier than everybody else.
Ooh, you know what? With that being said as well, you want to enlighten them on other avenues that they can indulge in with us?
Absolutely.
Please, Jay.
Look,
let them know.
It's a hot you summer, right? Forget hot women summer, hot man. It's a hot you summer.
Yes.
Right? It's a hot you summer. So why not treat yourself to a little bit of the achromastore.com?
Ooh.
At this time, you could literally get 20% off of your purchase by just typing in the promo code HOTBOD. That is HOTBOD. And you can buy anything on that store 20% off. I mean, what a steal it is.
Hey.
I mean, we're talking about women's tank tops, men's tank tops, socks, leggings, water bottles. Lady. Yes, it is literally the go-to store for this community.
And may we say, it's one hell of a merchandise to bear witness to. I think it brings so much flair, so much style, and yeah, you know, we don't want to knock on any of the brands that are known out there, but if you see what we have to offer and the variety in which we offer it, and trust and believe there will be more to come. We have things in store for you there.
Yep.
Check it out. I mean, you've seen us in our own wear and gear, but like, hey, you're part of this community, you're part of this family, and each one teach one. So the message is spread through the word, but it's also through the expressions. It's also through the wardrobe, what we have and what people see. So please feel free to definitely spread the word. Also, if you happen to purchase anything, send us a DM. Send us a DM with you in the merchandise. And, you know, if in doing so, you'll be featured. You will be featured for, you know, first and foremost, representing the community, representing growth, you know, because you're so damn worth it.
So damn worth it.
So we want to make sure the world knows it.
Yep.
So be sure to definitely let us know when you purchase it, you know, and you got that gear and you're ready to showcase who you are to the world.
So let me get this straight. Not only do they get 20% off,
yes,
but they also get featured on our page.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
Show me anywhere online that's happening. I dare you. Show me anywhere on IG, anywhere on YouTube, anywhere on Facebook where that is happening, where you could be featured in a post. You could tell your story to our community in a post.
Yes.
Just by getting that gear.
Yep. Just that easy, guys.
Come on.
Just that easy.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
TheAchromastore.com. Do not miss out. Do not miss out. It is a hot new summer. Hope not, man.
No, I don't think
I hope not. Come on.
And the merchandise, the gear is hot.
Yes, it is. It is spicy. It is spicy, dude. And I mean, look, all of this makes me happy. All of it.
Yeah.
I love these podcasts. I love our fitness aspect of what we do.
Yes.
I love you guys. I mean, you guys are amazing. You keep us going. You keep us growing.
It's all for you.
Yes. You're growing with us.
Yes.
And that's what's beautiful. All of that makes me happy. And going into today's episode where we're trying to understand how exactly we hold on to happiness, right?
Yes.
I think this is a pretty big conversation to a lot of people who either may be struggling to find out what happiness truly means to them, especially in a world that seems to be basing their happiness on the lives of other people. So they may see something on Instagram or something on Facebook or on TikTok and see somebody else living out their lives, believing that they are happy with what they're doing. Well, you know, whether it's a fancy car, fancy house, whatever they're doing, right? Climbing a mountain, whatever it is to them, they're saying, well, man, I don't feel as happy as them because I'm not doing what they're doing. But I think the aspect of holding on to happiness, or at least finding it in general, is understanding what your purpose is and what you truly love to do. Because your happiness could only be found from you.
Yes.
You should not be trying to find happiness in other people. It's something that comes out from within, right? And when people see and know that you are just full of that happiness, not only do they gravitate around you, but it is extremely infectious. So people you are around, people who you converse with on a daily basis, on a regular, you put them in a better mood because your vibe is pulling them up.
Yes.
So I want us to kind of take a deep look into, like, what does, at least to you, what does happiness look like? What, just think about like one of the happiest moments in your life thus far. You're still young, as am I, but we've had happy moments, right? What takes that top number one spot for the happiness?
For me, number one happiness, as soon as you said it, just made me smile. The birth of my children. Each child of mine to bear witness to what that was and the change that it had in me. And as a man, coming into parenthood, what that represented, and just life. To me, is one of the most beautifulest feelings you can ever experience in this life, and that moment of happiness that would always be there, no matter what has transpired in my life.
Right.
Those are the moments right there for me. Part of those moments.
Talk about that change, like when your first child came out, and even your second, like what? Because I always hear that. Like I don't have kids of my own per se. Of course, I have a beautiful godson, a beautiful goddaughter.
Yeah.
But what does that feel like? A lot of people always say, look, you know, the birth of my child is when I felt like I really grew up. That's when I felt like I really became a man, or I really became a woman. Does it have to do with responsibilities? Does it have to do with the miracle of bringing another human into the world? What is it exactly that really transformed your mindset at that moment?
Honestly, it's beautiful because even from that moment to now, it's been a process. It's been a journey where, to be honest with you, it goes to the moment of of knowing that you're expecting. And we always see it from the side, from the woman's perspective, from the male perspective. We kind of don't get a good outlook on it.
That's true.
Kind of get a bad stigma, or that we don't care as much as or feel as much as our partner, or the soon to be co-parent with you feels. And I want to say that's not true from my experience, because I didn't carry our child, our children, and I if anything, it made me respect their mom more. Watching her change from who she was, and life before that part of becoming a parent, and just life and what it represented to watch the transformation, and to see how that part of life was growing within her, and the effects and the sacrifice that was made to carry our children, to choose to do so. And
that part, choose,
right?
Yeah, because it's always a choice.
Yes,
you could be, you could be pregnant as a woman and still not do the things to prepare your children for the world.
Yeah.
But you do have to make a choice. There's certain things you have to give up. There's certain things you would have to compromise. There's certain things that you know that after these 9 months or whatever, that life is going to forever change.
Yeah.
So you have to prepare mentally for that stage too. And from a male's perspective, did you not only feel her change, but your change as well? What was that truly like when you first got the news? Like, what was it? I know you were happy. I know you were thrilled, but was there some angst in there? Were you nervous? Were you worried? Were you afraid? Were you just, it was just this charge, this exhilarating feeling?
Jay, I'm always in my truth.
Absolutely. So that's all I ask.
Season of truth.
That's all I ask every time.
At that point, at that point, it brought upon changing me.
Sure.
Where everyone's relationship is different, and in the season of truth, in that point, ideally reflecting on the now to look back to where it was then, I would say primarily wasn't ideal for us.
Sure.
Where we were in our marriage.
Sure.
To conceive a child at that point.
Sure.
There was work that needed to be done, for different reasons. But in the process of learning that I'd become a father, at that point, I instantly thought of my past. I thought of my upbringing, and I thought of what it would take for me to be ready to be a father. To become a father, not just anything less than that. So I knew there were changes in my life at that point I needed to work on for me.
Sure.
Identifying at that point when I was married, at that point, you know, with my spouse, that we needed to try to address certain things. You know, unfortunately, certain things didn't get addressed, and that kind of, I don't want to say, you know, overshadowed our direction and growth, but in ways it you know, it played a part. But like, in focusing on knowing that there was a child coming at this point that we both decided to proceed with and give life to, it just required me to do some depth and some searching, and to really look at myself at that point in my life, in that season, to say, well, are you really prepared for what's going to come with this, you know? Because this child's going to need you to be that. They're going to need you to be all those things. And even more so, like, I remember when we had the gender reveal party. I don't know if you remember.
I remember that.
And that moment of like finding out I would have a daughter. Like, check this out, guys. Like, for some reason, with me in my mind, I never envisioned that. Right? Wow. I never envisioned that, the idea in my life at that point of having a daughter.
Having a baby girl.
It just, which is crazy, because I have like a lot of sisters. I have a lot of I have brothers and sisters, but I have a lot of sisters. So I've been around women all my life, but like the thought of me having a daughter just never clicked. I don't know why. So
interesting.
Yeah, you remember when we were deciding? I was like, it's a boy. No. And, you know, and I was, boy, was that wrong?
So that was all in your head. Like, were you surprised when, you know, the box opened and you saw paint?
Yeah, it was a genuine surprise. And the thought process in me was like, oh man, like, wow, I'm gonna be responsible for a little lady. And oh boy.
Do you think it would have required more than it would if it was a boy?
I would say, emotionally speaking, and me tapping into areas of myself that I hadn't, like, it like required more out of me personally.
Sure.
To, even though I have sisters and everything, but I've always, you know, and I'm caring to those that I love. And at that point, and mind you, we have to think about who Will was in that point in time, right? Where there was this thick layer to me, where it was like I was hardened for certain reasons. And my daughter, she broke it. She broke that in me. And it was seeing the transformation with my ex-spouse, and, you know, watching her grow, and, you know, I'll always have respect for her for carrying our children.
Absolutely.
And appreciating, I thank her for that, for giving life to them.
Yeah.
Like, it was a beautiful feeling when, you know, came time to deliver. And, you know, when I saw my daughter, like when she came out and I heard that first cry, I can still hear it. I can still see her face right now. I remember the emotions that just flowed and I didn't even know. And when I heard her cry, it just broke me. And I was just like, it did something to you where that damn broke and changed. And I was like, she's here now. And when I held her, a lot of you not, like, her eyes, she looked me, her big eyes, she just looked at me. She didn't cry. She just looked at me and I just held her. I'm crying, but she's not crying. Wow. And I'm looking at her and I promised her, you know, in that moment, that I'm going to be everything that you need. I'm going to give you everything that I didn't have. And I'm just going to give you my best, because that's all I can do. No matter what, I'm going to be there. I'm going to give you everything I got.
Sure.
I'm going to get this right. And like, that moment is those moments that really define what happiness is. And you hold on to those, and it helps you through your growth, as it's helped through me when you fast forward, where, like, my baby is 5 now, she'll be 6 in September. And yeah, and
so it's like, in that moment you literally held on to happiness.
In that moment, for, you know, looking back now, as Will announced, look at that moment, those moments where it's one of the happiest moments of my life, where I felt unconditional love. At that point is where I was able to identify. And since then, even within my seasons of going through whatever I've been through, it wasn't until a recent time where I recognized what that unconditional love was through the eyes of my children. And in doing so and identifying it, it helped me understand what it requires to truly be happy. Because in the eyes of children, it doesn't take much. And then if you can attain that form of true happiness and learning how to hold on to that, there's a deeper level to this that at some point, I'd love for us, we're going to do an episode on that as it relates to the power of joy, right? Because it transcends happiness, but you got to learn how to get to a phase of what happy really looks like. And as Jay said earlier, where it's not assessing the happiness and measuring it upon the outcome of others and what you perceive their happiness to be, because what it means to them is different for you, and how it affects you is really based on you. And a lot of the times we go about it the wrong way, where what Jay is saying and holding on to the happiness is inward. Because if you hold on to something that's materialistic, it won't do anything for you. Or measuring your level of success, career wise,
it's like keeping up with the Joneses.
No disrespect, guys.
Sorry, Jonas Brothers, you're a great band.
You guys are great.
But it is keeping up with the Joneses. You know, it's all right. So somebody got a Bentley. Somebody got a nice house. Now I got the same thing. Oh, wait a minute. They got a Lambo. It's only one in the world. I'm going to get mine custom made. Now there's two in the world. Oh, wait a minute. They got this. Now I got to do that to feel some sort of happiness within me. But you're never going to be happy because you're chasing something you'll never catch.
Absolutely. And that's what it is, where if you are not careful, what happiness you feel is happiness is really a temporary emotion. Is not truly happiness. It's more of this sort of like weird lusting phase, and it's transitional because it's like you don't really appreciate it for what it is because it's something that's not for you.
Right.
So you have to really learn what it is that you need. Like in my instance of like the journey of part of the transformation for me was to recognize that before I was even able to ascend to the point of joy, which is what I have now, I had to identify happy and what that looked like. Because at that point in my life, brother, what I thought I was happy about, and I was having a conversation with someone earlier today about that. What I thought I was happy about really wasn't real. It wasn't real. It was just something that I had allowed myself to see and just be content with the idea, out of fear of really doing the work required so that I can hold on to what true happiness looks like. Right. So it's like, I'll give you an example. The idea of the perfect family, right? The idea of what that represents and what that had looked like. And, you get the home and you get the car, like you said, you have the image of what everyone else around you desire, or so say they desire, and they say, hey, that's happiness. But again, internally, it's a wreck. It's not real. It's a facade. Like it's not this, it's the image of what we want you to see. And a lot of times, especially with social media, I like to look at it that you are looking from the outside in at the glass door of a glass home. So you're seeing a reflection, you're smiling, but you're seeing yourself, but you don't really see what's going on inside those walls.
There's a battle.
It's always, man.
Battle. I mean, even I think now what's beautiful is that a lot of athletes, right? A lot of well-known athletes are coming out and saying, hey, I've been battling depression for years. I'm still going through it now. And I think to have people that a lot of our youth look up to as superheroes, people that they can put up there and say, oh man, I want to be like that person when I grow up. I mean, per examples like Naomi Osaka or Kevin Love or even LeBron. Like there are a lot of people who are coming out now and saying, I got to take care of myself. I got to take care of my mind. I got to make sure that I'm well for my family, for myself, before I can do anything else. And they're putting their own careers on hold. So it's beautiful to see that a lot of people are more willing now to be vulnerable. Of course, you're gonna have your naysayers who say, God, they make so much money. They got so much fame. They got people eating out of the palm of their hands. Why aren't they just happy?
But those same people are the ones that are judging and measuring their level of happiness based on those things.
Bingo. My point exactly. That's what they're looking at, and they're measuring that. Well, man, if I had that, I would be happy. That's what they're thinking about in their head.
The reality of it is it'll never be enough, because you'll never reach that place of seeking. I'm not saying you don't settle. No, don't settle. You adapt, you adjust, and you evolve with who you become in that season, and what happiness looks like to you in that moment, so that you can grow through it to hold on and transform it into pure joy.
Right.
So, but you have to really identify that for you. And sometimes that requires isolating yourself from, for example, sometimes it's good to take a social media hiatus. Like, I've done that a few times, and it's recharged me enough to recognize certain things about myself.
Sure.
Through this journey, I did that.
So it's more like living that particular moment versus capturing it.
Yes.
It's more of being in that moment, right? When you talked about holding your daughter and holding your son.
Yes.
And how that was you. Like, you're like, this is a part of me. I am here. I am living this at this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't done over Skype or over WhatsApp or something. You were there. You were living it. Of course, there's time for pictures and just to really get that moment. So it's something that, of course, our memories are what they are, and you're able to see people around you and, capture those moments, if you will, at that particular time. But I think it's important to focus on feeling that moment, really being into it. If you just climbed a mountain, if you just travel out onto a beach or out into the ocean, I think it's important to live that moment, right?
Yeah.
To recharge yourself, as you said, to sit on that beach and rejuvenate and capture where you used to be without the use of a phone or without the use of a camera in that moment. I think a lot of that happiness comes from within. So I think it's very important that we continue to try to live in the moment that we're in versus just capturing it and forgetting how that actually felt.
Yes. It really is. I mean, how crazy of a moment would it be? Like, really think about this for a second. Like, had I, as my daughter was born, and the first time I'm just holding the first time, and I got a camera. I'm like,
like taking a selfie.
Guys, look at this.
Look, I'm going live. I got this baby here. Look, this is my baby here.
Nah, see, that moment's for me.
Yes.
That moment was for me and my daughter, because that is the first moment we started to bond. The first, well, you bond through the process if you're there. See, that's the thing. It's a beautiful process where I want people to understand, especially from a male perspective, when we're there and we're present, it is a beautiful part. From the moments that I was there to listen to my ex-spouse and listen to her stomach, the moments I was there to play classical music to my daughter, just play music to her, the moments I was there to feel her kick, and just, kiss her stomach and just let her know I'm here. And, it's those moments, man, that's happiness that you hold on to, that's transferred to memories of joy. Because, you never forget those.
You never forget the feeling.
No, but you would if you're recording it like on live. You just having your child.
Oh shoot! I gotta hit delete. Right. Moment gone.
So it's something to really think about in that regard. Since we're just kind of referencing it, I just wanted to kind of give you a perspective on that. Like, just think about it. So it's like, again, in a moment like that, you would be kind of measuring your level of happiness in that moment, engaging it based on the reaction you got to others, right? Because maybe you have one person that might have joined your channel and be like,
got one line. It's like, God, nobody cares about my baby. Do I need to? Right?
I hope no one ever does that. Please never do that.
Hey, I mean, there are some people out there.
That's narcissistic tendencies, guys, by the way.
Gotta watch out for that.
Just to help educate you. Narcissistic tendencies. So if you don't recognize that and that happens, check yourself, or reevaluate your partner, have a discussion. That's not healthy. Figured I got to mention that. Yeah, that's another subject. So you heard it first. There's a couple of episodes down the line for different things as it relates to the joy, and we're discussing certain things as it relates to narcissism.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing too, especially going back to like social media and stuff, I think we also got to practice gratitude, right?
Ooh.
If we're constantly living in somebody else's life, we're not going to be gracious of all the things that we have around us, right? I mean, for goodness sake, if you're scrolling on the phone, you have a phone, right? Yeah. There's some people out there who can't afford it, or there is not one available, depending on what country you're living in. Like all those things, you got a roof over your head.
Yeah.
You've got money to be able to pay that phone bill, but not only that, but the lights, the water, the gas, all that stuff. All of these things that we have, sometimes I think we don't truly understand how lucky and blessed we are to have them.
Very true.
Until you put yourself or you get into a situation where you do not have those, that's when you'll start realizing that, boy, oh boy, I didn't know how good I had it at that time. So I think while you're trying to hold on to that happiness, I think part of that is practicing gratitude. I think being gracious. I mean, I know you love affirmations, and I stand by that as well. Like I would say practice them. I would say, if you don't have any of your own, figure out ones to create, or, hit up our DMs and some of the ones that we've shared for ourselves. So it's like, I think along with that, it'll help you understand what happiness truly feels like instead of looks like.
But to you,
exactly.
To you.
Exactly. And you are the only person that can understand how that truly feels like to yourself. Nobody can put that in you, and they shouldn't put that in you either.
You're right, Jay.
So, I think the other thing too, right? I know we talked about capturing things versus living them, but I think it is also important that you share those happy moments with others. I'll give you an example.
Like now.
Yeah, this is
like right now,
right here. This is literally it. Right?
Yeah. That's exactly it.
And look, I mean, there's so many things that are happening in our lives now that we are blessed to share certain moments with, right?
Yes.
I mean, look, there in a few weeks, there's going to be a Mr. and Mrs. Gibbons in the house. Mr. and Mrs. J.
You heard it here first, guys.
I mean, holding on to that happiness and being able to share our happiness with others it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And it definitely feels right. Like when you truly feel what that happiness feels like internally, everything becomes so easier to get through. Look, this was 6 years in the making with me and my fiance. It's been quite the journey. A lot of people prayed for us, and we thank you for that. There are times where I was like, man, how is this all going to work? This is a transition period for both of us. And through faith, through prayer, through courage, through compromise, we were able to get this far, and there's no limit to where we'll be able to go. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the moment. I'm excited for the day, and I'm excited for the years and years and years beyond that, because I understand this journey is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be a process, and you continue to build brick by brick, layer by layer together through your unity, and you'll get to where you're supposed to be together. So
absolutely.
So Jay, happy for you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Genuinely happy.
Yes.
And I'm here, always give that support and support, and that's another part of it too that's important as well. When you recognize someone who has attained the happiness that's for them, you support them, you give them, you keep them uplifted through that, and recognizing their happiness is for them, and if you should feel happy for them if it's for them,
right?
And you support them as best you can through that process, and in a healthy way. But at the same time, like for example, like where Jay's at in his life in that part, I'm not there.
Right.
I am a bachelor. I don't like saying that.
There's a show on TV for that.
No, I'm good. I turn that down. Like, no.
It's not for you.
I just think that we all have parts to work on ourselves, and you want to make sure that you're ready for what comes your way. You'll never truly know when you're ready, but you have to identify how much work you continually need to do for you.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
I'm in a season of I'm still healing. I'm in a season that I'm still growing, and I'm in a season where I'm in a healthy state of being, and I must continue with my affirmations to strengthen that, continue to formulate what the consistency of my joy looks like in this peace that I've attained. I have to balance that. So for me, that season of what that is, I know is not my now. And I can't speak on if and ever it will be, but I've learned to elevate myself to a level of growth where I am okay being by myself.
Yeah.
I'm okay learning how to love me for me, and in doing so, it's allowing me to be able to appreciate others, to recognize, what joy looks like, and recognize, when you spot true happiness in others, and to be able to, through my gratitude, for those who've been a part of my support system and has been here along the way, be able to give that energy back to them.
Right.
So it's like, for in this example, the happiness that Jay has, I'm genuinely happy for him. I've seen his journey. I've seen it. We're referencing relationship, but I've seen the journey. I've known Jay since he was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So like I've watched him, and as I've become, as a man and grow, we both matured into to become young men and to become men that I'm proud of him and the decisions he's made in his life as a brother, and just, never trying to dictate a decision in his life, vice versa, but like being there, being present to be the support that we need. And hey guys, like we keep it real. Like we have times where we have healthy debates of like keeping realness with each other.
Absolutely.
And it's like, it's never a point where it's hostile or anything like that. It's truly be out of love, because we genuinely care for each other. We support each other, and and that's the thing. We want each other to maintain, to stay in happiness.
Exactly.
Like when I was in my seasons and I wasn't my best self, Jay was definitely one of the first people there to recognize it. And honestly, even through the parts of like, marriage or certain things, he kept it real with me, even when I knew the truth, and I knew truth about certain things, and I heard it, and it burned. It hurt to recognize it, but it was a truth that I needed. And he stayed fast. He stood his ground, and I appreciate him for those moments. And they're even thereafter, to get to where we are, because it helped to help me mold to know what it is to hold on to happiness, and to hold on to those people in the support system, to mold it. So in this instance of like seeing Jay and feeling his happiness of what it is, I'm going to always want what's, the best interest of him. And I'm going to always be supportive with that. So in this journey, how that, when people get married, they always say, those who are in the crowd, supposed to be the people who be your biggest supporters, to be there for you, but you got to really mean what that is, know? So if you someone like in this instance, since we're discussing happiness or what it represents, and giving examples of it, like you got to come from a place where it's like you genuinely are happy for the person, but to do that, you got to know what that feels like. So even though I've been in that season that he's getting ready to enter, it could easily not be the case for me. I could be bitter. I can be not what I need to be, and be like, dang, why can't I have that too? It's not a matter of that. No, I it's attainable. But I understand in my joy what that looks like, what's required for it to be successful. And my obligation to him as a brother is to be there to help guide, so that the paths of what happened with me, steer clear. So give them the best chance of success. Give them the best chance of success, because that's how a village works. So Jay, I'm proud of you, man.
Appreciate it.
I know this is that part of the intermission as we correlating it through happiness and what that looks like. So you continue to hold on to that and the blissfulness as you go into the state of unity through marriage, and you're gonna see that blossom into joy. And that's where you're headed. And I'm genuinely happy for him. See, you got to say, guys, so there's the difference between it. So in his season, I give him that energy, give him that support. And that's what you must do. But in order to be able to do that, you got to recognize your happiness and like examples of what we shared through the memories, because it's unconditional love through the form of those moments that I've experienced my greatest happiness, that through my journey for me, allowed me to create the sustainability that I need, where I knew the work needed to be done. And even to the point now, when I look into my children's eyes, it keeps me aligned because I know what that is. So Jay, on this journey, man, proud of you. I know you're ready.
I'm ready, man.
I know you're ready to put your best foot forward.
Absolutely.
And that is what holding on to happiness looks like.
Right there. Everybody needs a support system like this man right here. it's you know, it's been a beautiful journey. Like you said, I mean, you've known me since I was about 18, 19.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey, and here's to many years ahead, man.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Many
Lifetime.
years. Yes,
And
absolutely.
thereafter.
Absolutely. Well, look, you guys, you've seen exactly what makes us happy, right? You've
Yes.
seen what holding on to happiness means for us.
Yeah.
But this is a community, right?
Yeah.
We all grow together. We're all in this together. So at this time, I want to know, we want to know,
Yeah.
what makes you happy? What does holding on to happiness look like to you?
Mhm.
We want you to DM us, hit us up in these comments under YouTube, hit us up on IG, hit us up on Facebook. Spotify, you can't do it, but even if you wanted to try, hit us up anywhere. Let us know. Your story will be featured in one of our posts.
Yes.
I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to get your story out there to hundreds of others
Yes.
that have yet to hear it, thousands, even hundreds of thousands. We want your story to be known in our community as we are able to share our story with you.
Absolutely. And just the beautiful side of that is knowing, man, you can truly make a difference through your words. Can make a difference and reach one more person outside of what we've reached and reaching you.
Yep.
So come on, guys.
Man.
Bring those stories. Share your happiness with us.
And look, if right now you have no idea how to share your story with us, even though we just told you, maybe you have no idea how to find us. Maybe this is your first time. If it is, thank you for coming. I hope you were able to get these gems that we are tossing out to you.
Yeah.
If you've been here before, you know that these gems are valuable and you can act upon them immediately.
Absolutely.
But shame on you if you still do not know what our name is. It's okay. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling generous. Right. I'm feeling happy. Good. I'm holding on to that happiness as tightly as possible. So let me just let you guys know.
Break it down.
ACHROMOUS. You can find us anywhere. Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, and even on YouTube. You hit that subscribe button, you hit that like button, you hit that notification bell. So anytime that the Achromas podcast is posting something new, you will be one of the first to see it.
And this is going to make you even more happier, Jay, at this point.
Oh, God.
It's free. It's free. Well, you might struggle a little bit with it, but you're coming a long way. But it makes me happy, guys.
I'm trying to hold on to that happiness, man, but I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it.
I promise you this much, though. We will make him more happy if you do subscribe and hit that free button.
Please do.
So you can get the content first.
Helps out the channel, helps out our community. You want these gems to be shared around the world. Again, look, this past Independence Day was beautiful. Mm-hmm. The fireworks were beautiful. Seeing people out amongst each other, not fighting, not bickering, just loving each other's company is what we want. This is what we do at Achromas. Mm-hmm. This is our community.
Yes.
It's full of like-minded people looking to create and build sustainable habits for themselves to living more fulfilling life. Why would you not want that? Yeah. Why would you not want your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, your daughter, your son? Why would you not want them to experience that same joy as well?
Hey, just surprise them. You can go on YouTube and you can share it, send a link.
Yep.
And just tell them, check this out.
That's all it takes.
You know what I mean?
That's all it takes.
Heck, you can even give them a timestamp of a part that you found to be a gem.
Exactly.
And share that with them.
Look, we're all on the go, right? I'm sure you're listening to this in your car as we're speaking to you.
Yeah.
And if you are, I mean, thank you, first of all. Mm-hmm. But again, yes, you could share it with your family, your friends, your loved ones, anyone that you believe could be helped by not only joining this community, but listen to this particular podcast or any of the other 25 episodes that we have.
Yeah.
We will thank you, and you will also thank yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whew, man. So I'm keeping that going. That energy. We got to keep that energy going. We're gonna brief them and give them a little insight on what we're heading into for the next episode.
Just a little sprinkle.
A little something.
A little sprinkle.
A little something.
So, I mean, look, there are times when life happens, right? Crap happens.
Yeah.
In your life, right?
Yeah.
Events happen, whether they're on the good side, maybe you're getting ready to be married, you're getting ready to move, you're getting ready to start a new job.
Yeah.
Or on the bad side, you know, you've lost a loved one, you've gotten out of a relationship you thought was going all the way, or you just lost a job. Whatever side you're on, I think it's important that you prepare for change. But
yes,
the change that I want to talk about is not necessarily the temporary one, because of course things go up and down, there's ebbs and flows, you know, there are seasons, that all happens. But
yes.
permanent change is what I want to talk about. I want to really get into discussing what it takes to prepare for permanent change. And I think, you know, I think this is going to be a pretty challenging topic, because a lot of people, quite frankly, just maybe not ready for permanent change. They don't know what the future holds. So they kind of withdraw themselves from the possibilities of, you know, their greatest fears, right? There are certain things that they think may happen, or they are not ready subconsciously to go through. So they negate it, they push it away, they distract themselves. They do a whole bunch of different things except for accepting what is and understanding what is to come.
Very true.
So next Sunday, we want to really dive into what it takes to prepare for permanent change, which again is different from the ebbs and flows of life. This is something that we really, really want to dive into. And I honestly think there are certain habits that can help you prepare for that time. So again, on Necromis, we always want to prepare you for what's coming. We always want to give you actionable items that you can implement that day and change your life.
Absolutely.
So, wow. This is a great conversation, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. This was fun. This is another beautiful Sunday. So if you're out there, enjoy the sun, enjoy the weather, stay blessed, stay focused, stay hungry, and continue to build sustainable, healthy habits.
Absolutely, guys.
Man, until next Sunday, I am J.H. Givens.
And we'll see.
Peace.